Being a new year, also, some pretty special forbidden fruit cars are now importable here. And I want to get your opinion on which of these you would actually like. All right, what do we have here? The Lotus 340R? I don't even know what that is.
Pass.
It looks kind of like the Youabian Puma.
It's a smaller version.
It's a short wheelbase.
Right.
Well, I drove this thing.
How was it?
It's terrible. It's as good as it looks. It looks like the same.
yeah.
So the Youabian...
He's a success, finally.
They stole that design from this guy?
Years of litigation ensued.
Welcome to Spike's Car Radio, and it's 2025.
Oh my God.
Holy shit. 20 and a quarter.
Can you believe we made it?
No.
No. The way I started this century, the way I was starting this century, I wasn't going to make it.
Same.
Yes.
You said this is a big year. For you and me in particular. Year of the Dragon, right?
Yes. Now it's almost over, Year of the Dragon.
Right.
In February, but it's been a great year. And look at us here. It's transformative when you're a dragon, and this was a blue dragon year, according to my tailor.
And you called me when? Last January. And you said, Feresten, good news. This is Year of the Dragon. My tailor told us we're going to have great years. You know what? Your tailor was right.
Yeah.
It was a good year.
He knows.
He knows. So how long does this continue for us?
Well, we're dragons, so it always kind of continues.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When you have the most powerful sign in the zodiac, the Chinese zodiac, you're kind of, you're ahead of the game.
What's the second most powerful?
Not anything you got.
Are you surprised that Zuckerman believes any of this stuff? Like he deals with the law, the letter of the law, the way it's written, and his tailor's horological, astrological Chinese.
Yeah.
It's better than being told the opposite. Imagine this is going to be your worst year. You should just dig a hole in the ground, jump in it, and pull the dirt in over you.
Well, maybe. There's lots of new laws in 2025. What is the next year? We're still Year of the Dragon, and then what happens? Year of the what?
Who cares?
Oh,
Year of the who cares?
Who the year of the
kid
who
was
cares?
telling me this.
What are you, an ape?
Yeah. Aardvark.
Year of the bearded ape.
Hairy anteater. What am I? I think I'm a rabbit.
Not a rat.
Not a rat. Not a rat. I think I'm a rabbit.
Rabbit. He's a rabbit.
Well, look it up. I don't know.
We have lots of new laws for 2025 that I thought we'd go over. So speed cameras on the PCH starting this year. They're closing the locked door loophole. Do you know what that one is, Zuckerman?
No.
This is a loophole in the law that requires those whose cars have been broken into to prove that all their doors were locked. That has been closed now, but that law existed. In other words, someone breaks into your car, if it's open, that's on you. It's an insurance loophole.
Now, and I'll tell you honestly, I don't believe that insurance was actually enforcing that, but I believe that if perhaps it was your third claim you were making,
but I think it has more to do with the crime itself. Previously, if the car had been broken into or had a broken window, prosecutors had to prove that the car door was locked in order to convict an auto burglary suspect.
Okay, this is a matter of criminal law, and that does make sense.
Sideshow crackdowns, those big Friday night parties. There's a series of bills now where they're just going to take your car.
Nice.
Exhibition of speed in a parking lot. Blasting your wheels, Mustang owners. They're going to take your car. It builds off existing laws that allow vehicles to be impounded for 30 days.
I just hope it's that if it's an empty parking lot with no one else around.
That's right.
That's okay in my mind. But if there's civilians and you're doing Mustang stuff, that's bad.
Well, forget about real crime. We got to go after these kids who are having fun on the weekends.
Well, there's a lot of fair.
That's the priority.
Damn kids.
These kids on Friday nights in the next door complaining, they got to be stopped. So let's get some laws.
Is it wrong that I like seeing people get hit in those videos?
No, it's part of the fun.
Is that part of the fun when they fly out of the car or they get smacked with the back
when they
end?
leave the car. When they leave the car.
Yes, when they leave the car.
I don't like when they hit others, but when they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Why is the door open sometimes?
All the time.
Why?
I think that's
locked door loophole.
Yeah.
That's part of the exhibition of fun. That makes the shot. They're trying to be cinematic. They're trying to be daring.
And then every so often they're catapulted.
Or they always hit a fat guy. And he goes like a kickball into the traffic light.
And it's surprising that people get up.
Yeah.
There's the amount of people that get up when you think they wouldn't. This would be a fun competition. You view it and then put money on, is he going to get up or is he staying down? Is he staying down? And then
but you're right.
Betting with Zuckerman.
Yeah.
No, because you're kind of raised to think you get hit by a car, you go into the hospital.
Yeah,
Many people seem to get hit by cars and just stand right up.
They stand right up and you know what they say? I'm okay.
For now.
No, you're not okay.
Well, I think the velocity of the impact has a lot to do with it.
Is there a lot, you deal with accidents all the time. Are there a lot of people who get hit, say they're okay, go home and then die?
There are those, there's the brain bleed people. Everybody who falls, generally 90% of people who fall say they're fine because they're embarrassed. It's embarrassing to fall. And then we have lots of people. Now, when you have auto versus pedestrian, it's interesting who gets thrown down and run over and who gets up on the windshield. There's a speed factor to that. The car has to be going a certain speed for the impacted pedestrian to fly up and hit the windshield. So
what speed is that?
I think it's over about 35 miles an hour. So when you get the impact to the windshield and then that driver says, I was going 2 miles an hour. No, you weren't.
Right.
You weren't.
Right.
It's, as a matter of physics, you were not going to have this guy hit the windshield if you were going to.
But wouldn't hitting a windshield be speed independent, be slightly better than like getting hit and then hitting concrete, which doesn't deform at all, where a windshield kind of deforms?
Well, okay,
or
but I think
deforms.
I think we got to get to the first step, which is getting hit by the bumper at 35 and over is generally a bad thing.
Real bad.
That by the time you're hitting the windshield, you've already been significantly damaged.
The bone breaking forces are at work. Yeah.
And then the only other two laws that have passed for 2025. Slow left lane driving is punishable by 30 days in jail. That's a real law. And sitting at a green light playing with your phone is now a capital offense, punishable by nitrogen gas execution is what it says right here. So
Senator Feresten.
Those two things.
Senator Feresten.
These are real laws that have passed in 2025. All of those are real laws. Being a new year, also, some pretty special forbidden fruit cars are now importable here. And I want to get your opinion on which of these you would actually like. Under federal law, import laws, cars that are at least 25 years old can be brought into the U.S. Even if they don't pass all federal motor vehicle standards, you still have to be emissions compliant, like our 525.
That's right.
Is that emissions compliant? Yes. That means that there's a raft of cars built in the year 2000 that we can import now. Gentlemen.
No.
The Alfa Romeo 147.
No.
Why?
Oh, it's terrible. I got to drive a bunch of like forbidden fruit Alphas at the test track Boloco, and to a car, they were just trash. They're all little front wheel drive garbage machines.
That looks pretty nice though, doesn't it?
Hey, you know what? If you want to just get it and look at it, sure. But like, you'd be so underwhelmed. It's so cheap inside. Alfa was a dead brand until the Giulia came out.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go down. Zuckerman, no interest in that. How about this? The Alpina B10 V8. That's beautiful.
That is a very cool car. Big. I do like it though.
What would you bring something like that in? It's an E39 BMW 5 Series.
Probably not. But
why?
Well, I've already got it covered. Okay. I mean, if I had nothing in that department, that would be appealing.
Does it have a manual gearbox?
Yeah.
That's a nice looking thing.
Yeah.
What else do we have? The
Hell yes.
RS4 Avant.
Yes with a bullet. Yes with a bullet.
Yes with a bullet.
In that color, yellow.
Like, you could probably open a dealership with just these cars.
Yeah.
Right?
This car in particular, this would be a car I'd actually want.
Why?
Because it's such a great performer and it's a wagon.
Yeah.
Performing wagons are cool, aren't they, Lieberman?
Yeah.
This is the one everybody's been waiting for, right?
I think everyone actually, you're waiting for the one just after this. So this is the 2.7 liter turbo. You want the V8, the 4.2 liter V8 manual wagon. That's like going to be like 2005, 6. Mm-hmm. But this is great and it's slightly smaller. I think there's a typo in the article. This is actually, I don't think it's a B5, it's a B4. But anyways, maybe it is. It doesn't matter. This is killer. I think you want the V8, not that. That's a little sleepy for a turbo.
That's a nice spec just by itself.
Just perfect. Look at the stance too. Perfect.
I like the placement of the antenna on the
Yes,
back like
yes.
that. Look at that.
Yes.
Looks like a
Very
Mazda.
nice.
Yes, an exhibition of
nice.
speed standing still.
That's where you put the foxtail. If you're
Yeah.
really German, you get a foxtail. You put it on there.
The Holden Ute. I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at that. The Subaru Brat of Australia.
yeah,
That's all right.
yeah. It's.
Have
a
you guys
Pontiac-
ever driven Australian cars?
Well, many. You have too, probably.
Probably
So,
the Pontiac G8.
Yeah, the Pontiac G8 or the Camaro, the 5th gen Camaro, or the God, what did they call it? It was the Chevy SS, the sedan was built in Australia.
Wow.
By Holden. So yeah, you could, but now you could bring this one in.
You're
And
talking
it's-
the Impala SS was?
No, the one from a couple years ago.
I got you.
The Chevy. It was a V8 manual. You know, it was like an M5 competitor that
Right.
Chevy sold that nobody bought, but they should have because it was so good.
All right, what do we
Yeah.
have here? The Lotus
Yeah.
340R? I don't even know what that is.
Pass.
Lotus decapitation device.
It looks kind of like that Myers Manx, right?
Sort of, or like a fucked up aerial.
But what is
Atom.
it? 190 horsepower K-series engine at
It's just whatever. That's-
1,400 pounds. But it looks like it could be fun with the right motor.
Sure, with enough booze on the back 40 at your ranch, and you drunkenly turn over and you're dead.
You can get
Goodbye.
a Caterham Super 7 for less money, brand new, that gives you every single thrill this does and looks 50 times cooler.
All right.
Saying
You know what? You know what it kind of looks like.
Caterham? Caterham?
Yeah.
You know what it kind of looks like
Caterham.
is the Youabian Puma.
It's a smaller version.
The short
You're
wheelbase.
right.
The short wheelbase. Puma.
Open up a different window there, Cameron, and type in the following insane spelling: Youabin. Youabian Puma. P-U.
There you go.
And tell me this isn't the same car.
I'm shocked.
Supersized.
Oh my God!
You knew how to
Spike.
spell Youabian.
Well, I drove this thing.
I wasn't.
It's terrible. It's as good as it looks.
Could be the best car of all time.
But can you see? Go
Yes.
back to the other one. It looks like
Yes,
the same.
yeah.
So Youabian.
He's a success
They
finally.
stole that design from this guy. This
Years
was
of
his,
litigation ensue.
you know, the Youabian Puma was that guy's dream.
Oh, I know.
He had
What a
grown
dream.
up going, I want to design a car. I want to make a car. Someday I'm going to have enough money. But his dream was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And he made this.
Do you remember when it was parked in like Woodland Hills?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
by
when
the
I drove it.
freeway
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like 10 years. It was
Yeah,
just
you would see it
sitting there
off the-
rotting.
I drove it. I was in it.
Yeah. Hey.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It's like driving a parade float with like seats, like couch, like recliners, lazy boys.
What powered it?
It was irrelevant at that point. The game was over. But he famously advertised this car at the LA Auto Show.
No, I saw it at the LA Auto
Remember?
Show. Yeah.
As
yeah,
you
yeah.
walked in, it was the first thing you saw, and you went, "Why am I here? If that's what they're showing us."
That was a good year because they had this, and I think they had the Vector. Remember, Vector
Oh,
was
yeah.
coming back, and it looked like a fucked up
Boy,
Camaro.
that was a bad.
it
year.
was like wet paint and
Yeah.
paper mache.
Wow, there are actually three of them. There are two other colors.
That's
What are those?
AI. That's AI.
That would be insane.
Yeah.
What do you think that Youabian Puma will be worth
Dollars.
Zero.
to the future?
Nothing.
Could we export this?
This is not.
We're talking about importing cars. Could we take this car and get it out of the country?
He watches Tucker every night on TV, but no, sir, you're not the next Tucker.
Let's go back to what we can bring in. Is there anything else there that we would bring in? Lotus Exige.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the Exige.
It's cool.
Good car. Good car.
But is it any better than what we have already?
that one's just lighter and more dangerous. So yeah, sure.
Okay. We're bringing that one in. What about this guy? Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yes.
That's a 9. Hey, yeah, the Mackinnon edition is.
Tell us
very
about this,
cool.
Johnny. What do you know about this car?
It's just like a faster, like difference with a STI and STI TS or whatever. It's just like an uprated version of Evo 9. It's cool.
And
looks
Tommy
good.
Mackinnon was a rally driver.
Yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
was very winning.
Yeah. So I don't know much about this car. Yeah, it's like a 22B competitor.
It's saying no one seems to agree on how many are made, but the number is somewhere in the low 4-digit range.
perfect. Yeah, it looks so cool.
Yeah, it is a very cool looking car.
All Mitsubishi Evos are good. All Evos go to heaven.
And then below, we've got something for Jerry.
Oh boy.
The cross-eyed. That looks a little bit like your Youabian.
You're right. Compare that one to the Youabian Puma. Okay, look. It's the same car. The same car.
the Morgan 8's like cross-eyed from the factory. Like, why
You're right.
uncross the eyes?
It's not far off.
Didn't need to do that.
All right.
And you know what it was? They had the design. They had light bulbs that fit.
Yep.
And then they're like, no money. Use these.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we can't put them on straight.
There you go. Well, you can bring those cars in. Let's talk about Huel. It's a brand new year, and we're all about setting goals and actually hitting them. That's why I want to talk to you about our new sponsor, Huel, like fuel. Huel, but with an H. The global complete nutrition brand, trusted by millions. Their Black Edition ready-to-drink meal in a bottle. Here it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I'll tell you why I love this thing.
35 grams of protein is why I love it. Yeah.
27 vitamins and minerals, 7 grams of fiber. But look, fits right in the tennis bag after the show. And then I've got a meal on the court, a meal on the run. You guys can attest. I've got a very busy lifestyle. Now I'm just carrying my meals with me. I love the Huel. I love the Huel.
I got to get me some.
So they have big bags of protein. They have energy drinks. This is a great new sponsor. We're in love with them.
We love them.
But I am using their stuff up like crazy. If you want some
Protein. Yeah, give me. Yeah,
Sam, get Johnny. This is like the perfect workout, post-workout, right?
Great. Just the protein, baby.
So Huel is a perfectly balanced meal. It's for most for your most inconvenient meals. That's right in the middle of 4 hours of tennis. They taste good. Have you ever played 6 hours of tennis?
Why? Why would I?
No.
Ask me how I got tennis elbow.
How'd you get tennis elbow?
6 hours of tennis.
Oh,
Have you ever run a marathon?
No.
Have you ever run an extreme marathon?
No.
Have you ever run 100 miles in one day?
No.
Huel is incredibly affordable, and this is my personal favorite. These Black Edition portable drinks. We love them. And guess what? You should take the leap and join the community of Hooligans with this exclusive offer for new customers. 15% plus a free gift with the code SPIKE911 at Huel.com. That's 15% plus a free gift for new customers. That would be you, Johnny. With code SPIKE911 at Huel, Huel.com. Start your year off strong. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel, nutritionally complete meals in minutes so you can focus on what really matters. Welcome to the show, Huel. We love Huel. They're fantastic. All right. We've got this BMW 525 that you had driven. You had partially sorted. I just drove it. Let's take a look and we'll talk about it. This is a car that you found, that you had been driving. I just drove it for a week, and I thought we would talk about, sorting a car that didn't need much sorting. One of the first things, though, you found was what? You found a ding? Ding.
There was a ding on the passenger quarter panel and in the back behind. Just under the vent, behind the second door latch and under the vent, there was a really kind of a deep little ding in there.
Right.
Sharp.
And then I called our ding guy and said, he's going to come down, he's going to bring the lights, and we're going to go over the car. You then texted me that night and said, I found a second one. Well, Mira, our ding guy extraordinaire, lit up the whole car. Guess how many he found?
How many?
6
6
dings over 4 panels. All have been removed. Look at how beautiful this car is.
This is so
right now.
satisfying.
Isn't it? And the ding you were talking about was a horrible one over that rear fender. It had a little bit of paint damage, tiny bit,
very small. But what's remarkable?
But have Jack go over where was that ding fixed? Over the
Okay, a little further back, Jack. A little further back. Go past that door latch and then under the venting and right,
look at
about there. Somewhere there is where that ding existed.
Wow, and you can't even see. I can't even see where that paint damage was. Wow,
I walk over there and look?
No, it's fine.
Look how cool, though, below the vent, that crease.
That's correct.
That 45-degree crease is just awesome.
Well, this car, what's that, a bug on our screen or a bug on his camera? It's a bug.
There's a bug on the
little
car.
rat. Get that bug off the car. Get him off.
Zuckerman just had a heart attack.
Yes, we don't. Birds are worse than bugs, but still in the frame, that was like a horror movie. All right, Jack, go around to the other side and show everybody the interior of this car. The Cocoa Mats are on their way, Zuckerman.
Good.
But I have found a couple of small things I do want to address. First of all, show us the interior. There you go. Look, you know what I love, Zuckerman?
What do you love?
That little shift knob.
Isn't it? And I love the shift boot. I love the very peculiar rubber shift boot.
Is that real wood or
that is real wood?
It is.
It's 1979. They don't have fake wood. Okay.
When was fake wood invented?
Well, they have decals.
Hang on, Chevy and Oldsmobile had fake wood.
Yeah, they had burl. I thought they had burl.
But the Germans were still were making things with real wood, and that large knob does fit in your hand so well.
Perfectly. It's so nice.
And it's a Getrag unit. Okay, it's a 4-speed, and it shifts so nicely. And you can say it's a long throw, but did they have that shifter right, Lieberman?
Dude, 4-speeds are the best. Like 5 speeds, I get it, but there's nothing better than a good 4-speed manual.
I have the little
good.
Bluetooth speaker there just because I'm in the habit of using it, but the radio is fantastic.
Yeah, the radio works
good.
It
sounds lovely, but I just thought it looked nice there. Now we'll go up to the clock. This is how you control the heat, right? That's the fan.
The ring around the ring, and Jack, I don't know if you have a spare hand, but the ring around the clock, it turns from 0 clockwise to 1. Exactly, and that's your fan. That's your fan speed. And,
fantastic.
And this is such a small feature that makes me so happy.
Look at the
silly.
little lever on the left. Look at the word.
Yeah,
Luft.
Air.
Luft.
Warm.
But here's the problem, Zuckerman. It's not 2:45 right now. Yeah. The clock does not work.
Ooh.
And here's you don't seem to care about that.
That's right. And that's a weird thing because that is strange. I don't care about that because if I put a watch on, I have to have the time, the date time, all of that stuff has to be right. But on a car, for some reason, I don't care.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay. Do you have to?
You can,
because I can just tell you, I care that it's got to work. I don't really want to debate it, but we do. I think we have to fix it.
Okay, so here's the risk. I should say here's the risk.
Okay.
You got to get somebody with the 8 fingers to take it's like the game of Operation.
With the 8 fingers?
Yeah, like our friend the Hungarian with his 8 fingers. And he's got to take the clock out of the dash.
No, I know.
And that dash, look,
perfect.
It's unmarred. Unmarred. And what would you rather have? A working clock with a slightly marred dash with a mark on it, or a non-working clock and a perfect dash?
Well, we'll get to that because there's another problem that we just fixed like that. But stay on the dash for a second, Jack. The reason I bring it up, Zuckerman, was not really to debate it with you, but I'm sure there's somebody watching who can help us do this. But it has to be done. And
it has to be done.
Is that the factory color on the dial face?
Yes.
That is so amazing.
But, you take this to North Hollywood Speedometer. They can rebuild it in a second. It says it's a quartz movement, so that's my guess what's wrong with it. There's electricity to it because it lights up at night. And it's interfering with the enjoyment of the car.
Okay.
Like it's interfering. So the reason I bring it up is you could be right. It may be too much surgery that we don't want to ruin that front dash. But I'm hoping there's somebody out there who can go, you know what? This is an easy procedure. Right beneath that, hey, Jack, right above the radio, pull that little tray out. I wonder if this is how you access it.
The ashtray?
You pull the ashtray out, and then maybe you see how that would clip right out? You press that tab. Don't do it, Jack. Don't worry about it. But I bet once you do that, you might be able to pull this clock out from behind. You might.
Push it out.
Have
you ever seen the Hungarian? If he breaks something, have you ever seen what happens?
I am not recommending the Hungarian do this work.
This is the look, by the way. Like that. He's just broken the irreplaceable part. Just like that. Okay. I hope we don't experience that.
Okay. Well, here's where I think this goes. Okay. And the reason I bring it up, while we were in the hangar, we also took a look at your M6 because you pointed out this ding on the front right here. Do you have this is on the nose of your car?
Yes, and this came with the car, and I've always left it there, but it's always bothered me.
And you left it there because this is a preservation example of a M6 CSI.
M635 CSI that has only 6,700 miles on it. It was at the BMW Zentrum for over 20 years.
Wow.
And so did
it have this ding for those 20 years?
I don't know the answer to that.
Right.
The ding could have been during delivery. Who knows?
Right.
But it came with it. And
it was bugging you.
It bugged me, but it didn't. I tell you when it started to really bug me. because for some years I owned this car, I wasn't so happy with the performance of the car.
Right. And we talked about that. You get rid of the catalytic converter.
And then I've got the car running right. And then when the car is running right and it's such a great driving experience, then this becomes much more unbearable.
Right. So you asked me to ask Mira,
if
the ding wizard, could he tap it out?
Right.
Okay. He tapped it out.
Oh, he
but
did.
let's go in a little closer on this shot. Here's what he was sending. A little higher. You can see how the paint is cracked up there. See right at the tip of the arrow right there, the paint is cracked.
A little rectangle.
So that when he tapped it out, this is what happened. And I got this message on the road, shot number 2. Oh no, look at what happened. And he said, bad news, the paint was cracked, the ding is fixed, but look at this. And we went, shit. Yeah. We called you and we said, look, I know it looks giant in this photograph.
It really wasn't. It looks enormous.
It looks enormous, but it's not that big. But
it looks like North Dakota.
The ding is out, but you have a secondary problem. And we sent it to our friend Anthony Lehner.
At Exotic Car.
Yeah, nearby, who handles our little paint work. And we said, can you save the day? This is all while I was driving on the 405, texting you and saying, look, don't worry. We're in the middle of an emergency, but this is going to end right. And this was the right thing to do. Anthony sent this picture to us and said, I can blend it if I work this area. Go ahead, pick number 3. He said he would do a blend, right? But he said, let me do this full area. Is that what he said?
Well, that's the issue you have. This is a metallic paint. It's a metallic bronze. And so it's really going to show it with new paint, right? You see it. And so not only is it's a hard color to blend, this paint is now 40 years old. That's on the car. So whatever's coming out of the can is different by virtue of time. So a real artist, an experienced person has to deal with this, because you've seen plenty of cars, like metallic silver cars that look like they're 3 different colors after they come out of the body shop.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got him on the phone, right?
Yeah.
I texted Anthony this picture. He said, I can do it. And so you sent him the car. You said, go ahead, do the blend. And here's what you got back yesterday.
Da, 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 da.
A perfect car.
A perfect car.
Wow.
I mean, it was such a wild ride because it was so scary to see that big divot in your beautiful car. You know what I mean?
What was his blood pressure at when you showed him the picture?
He was great. No, he was great.
I think it was always in my mind that if you took a ding out, sometimes when you take a ding out, particularly a big ding, you can lose paint. There's a risk involved.
Yeah, but it reminded me of the problem with the 73 911S, the Otis Chandler car I had that had a bunch of these paint issues. It was a perfect preservation example. It had a pitted windshield, and I so regret not doing this and doing the work and pushing past that uncomfortable moment, because now you have a perfect car.
Right. And
some damage on preservation has to be fixed.
Sometimes you just have to do it. And you know what's great about it? And I said, I got in the car last night. I got it back. I got in the car last night. It was foggy. Did you have fog? It was foggy. The car's I've got my fog lights on. I've got my red interior lights on. Sympathy for the Devil's playing on the radio. And I'm coming on the on-ramp.
Theme song.
Yeah. And I'm hitting the on-ramp onto the 10. And I'm just mashing it. And it just made my experience so good. When the car is perfect, when that little last thing is done, that subjective feeling that the car is somehow driving better.
Yeah.
It is subjective. I know that little chip of paint
did nothing.
It
does everything.
It does everything at the same time.
It does everything because you're thinking about it, and that's how I feel about the clock. I get everything, but if I get that clock working, I'm going to feel like I work. You know, I don't know what that shit is.
But you don't work.
I know I don't, but I'm going to feel like I work. Yes. I'm going to feel like I work. And it's and I only bring it up here because it's like we've learned this lesson over and over again with these preservation examples. And Jerry really is the best at it. He's able to go through and go this, not that, and get it right. But some of those things, like that's so great that you did that.
I am much happier with that car. That car is now at its peak freshness.
Yeah,
it's like a wine that's ready to be to be enjoyed. I drive that. When I first got that car, it really didn't resonate with the public or even myself. And now, 6 years later, this is a long time to wait to enjoy a car.
Keep sorting.
But it is really great.
I'm just shocked you held on to something that long. That's awesome.
I was in too deep. Yeah, I was in
pre-COVID.
It was a thing. Like if I sell it, I'm taking a bath, so I might as well keep it. And now I'm happy I did.
Keep sorting. Keep sorting. Keep sorting those cars. You'll get there. RaceDeck. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Over 2 decades ago, RaceDeck was invented. Cost-effective, durable, truly do-it-yourself modular flooring system engineered for the garage. Look, they have new neon colors up there. Wait, hold on. Wow.
Very 80s.
If you're into,
very 80s.
If you're
Very
into
Miami.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
Coconut Grove.
Body glove suits.
RaceDeck is the original modular flooring system engineered for the garage with over 33 patents and proudly made here in the USA, installed in just hours without toxic epoxy and adhesive mess. It's just a snap. RaceDeck is engineered to be a true DIY garage flooring system. And in as little as 2 hours, you can transform your garage into the coolest garage on the block. Zuckerman, how's yours working out?
Mine's working great, but somehow or another, I've dialed the phone number. No, my.
Who are you calling in the middle of RaceDeck?
I don't know, but I will tell you.
No comment.
I was calling Stephanie, who's got Rufus.
Right.
But
Look at that! Look,
I love my race
She got Rufus.
this is the diamond structure. This is the stuff I have that it seeps through. It's all great stuff. You gotta check it out.
Like
Handle vehicle rolling loads in excess of 80,000 pounds. Doesn't chip, peel, or stain. Over 33 patents, 20 styles to choose from. RaceDeck manufactures 24/7. Ships most orders within 48 hours, so it gets to you fast, and then you can put it in. Then you can fix your garage. Shop at racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for 15% off and free shipping. Racedeck.com. Use code SPIKE911 for exclusive 15% off and free shipping. We love you, RaceDeck. Thanks for sponsoring the show. Where are we in the rundown here? This is some video, Zuckerman, that I think you'll enjoy. Let's just roll the tape. This is a Waymo guy, and put on your headphones so you can listen to it, guys. This is a gentleman who is a Waymo passenger on his way to the airport, and his Waymo was stuck going in circles, and he had to call in. So listen to this call. His car is just going in circles.
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday? I'm in a Waymo
Connected
car.
to rider support. This call may be recorded for quality assurance.
This car is just going in circles.
Hello, this is Gab. I'm calling from Waymo support. I'm just calling because I received a notification.
Listen
that
to this,
might
Zuckerman.
be
Listen.
experiencing some routing issue. Please
Yeah.
bear with me while I am.
Yeah, I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
I understand. I'm really, really sorry, Mike. We're currently working with the situation of the vehicle. Is it circling around a parking lot, right?
It's circling around a parking lot. I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies. Is somebody playing a joke on me? And I got a flight to catch.
I understand, Mike. I'm really sorry for this.
Here, pause it for 1 second.
But we got a chance to
His
At
lack
this-
of swearing is admirable.
I think he's as entertained as we are, but he's still thinking about the airport. But here's where it gets kind of interesting. The operator he's talking to doesn't appear to be able to control the car from where she is.
Of course
at
not.
this point. Go ahead.
And what I like is she keeps saying they've been given lines to feed to the irate person.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
I
No,
thought,
you're not.
But
You
I
can
thought they
tell.
didn't they have a mission control where they can?
They do, but it's like they have one human for every however many Waymos, and probably the Waymo failed. So the guy's like driving someone else.
This is like trying to call your health insurer and get your coverage. This is like
It's not that bad.
No, he's got somebody on the phone. Go ahead and press play. Listen.
you have access to your Waymo app right now.
It's on
You have
him.
an
Yeah.
access to it? Okay. Now I'm gonna be pulling the car over while we are trying to assist the car. Oh, hold on just a second.
Oh my goodness. I just better not be late for the flight. You guys are going to take care of the flight.
No, sir, we're
That
not.
part.
I'm really so sorry.
Yeah, because this is crazy. This is crazier.
I apologize. If you have your app pulled up, I need you to tap my trip in the lower left corner of your app.
He's got to
Can't
fix
you
it.
just do it? You should be able to handle it. Take over the car. You don't need my phone.
I don't have an option to control the car.
Well, can you stop this car?
I am trying
My
to pull
goodness.
it over right now. Apologies.
He should kick the window out.
She said two things. She said, I don't have an option to control the car, and I'm trying to pull the car over right now.
Yep, inconsistent.
What do you make of this, Zuckerman?
I would be so entertained in a deposition, taking this lady's deposition. At which point were you being dishonest? Which statement is incorrect and untrue? That you are pulling the car over, or you don't have an option.
He would
Yeah.
just draw a dollar sign on her head.
So if this guy is injured in any way, this is
The greatest case in the world. This is the greatest case in the world, and this case.
How many Porsches are you getting out of a case like this?
I hear the angels sing and the cash bells ring. This is, oh yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
Way more money than I need.
Yes.
Yes.
And you tell me that I'm wearing my tinfoil hat when I say
Oh, here he goes.
somebody in some foreign country is just going to press a button. All of the doors are going to lock on these cars, and they're going to go 200 miles an hour.
See, this
and
is
crash.
this is the weird paradox of Zuckerman, rooted in logic and truth and law. Yet,
Totally out of his fucking skull.
You don't think?
No, I don't think that.
You don't think?
totally out of his fucking skull.
You don't think somebody's hacked?
I was trying to just keep you in the potential for lawsuit.
I'm just going to tell you, I am never getting in one of these cars.
Really?
Great.
Never.
You're kind of locked in there, right?
Never
It's
getting
kind of
out.
scary. Yeah.
You're going to need one of those special things that bashes the window out, and you're going to have to eject.
Or you open the door. The guy could have opened the door. At
I
any
don't.
moment.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
I don't
really
think
doubt
he
it.
could open the door.
I don't think he can open the door.
Well, anyway,
Can you open the door in the back of the?
you
taxi?
could also jump into the front seat, take control of the car.
Last time-
okay. Yeah.
last time
There's
you-
lots of stuff you could do.
Oh, yeah.
Last
jump
time
in.
you were in a police car, could you open the back door?
Last time I was in a police car. Yes.
Okay.
You just
Yes.
jump in the front seat.
The last time you can. You can
Okay, let's watch you jump in the front seat in a moving car.
Okay,
Lieberman.
and
Let's
doing
see
circles in
you.
a parking lot?
Let's see you.
Okay.
Claw your way through to the front.
Yeah,
and
let's
take
get him in a
control.
Waymo and see if he can
I was
escape
in a
Waymo.
Waymo. They're great.
I want to see you take control.
Yeah. Okay.
Zuckerman, would he
You
have?
see the steering wheel? You grab it. You see the pedals? You put your feet on them.
Can you override?
Yeah,
him?
it would override. Yeah. That's-
Oh yeah, he knows.
No. I do know, actually.
Okay, let's do this.
Okay, fine.
Let's see you commandeer a
I
Waymo.
don't want to. You'll get in trouble for commandeering. You have to get one that's actually out of control.
He's gonna commandeer.
What kind of trouble would you get in?
Waymo would come in.
The Waymo police? They can't even stop their own cars. They're not
don't
doing
know.
anything.
He's
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
jump. He's just jumping.
Oh my God.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Is the guy? Would they have to pay for his flight? I mean, it's an interesting
Yes.
question.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but if the cab driver is late to the airport, he's not paying for your flight.
Okay, this is a little bit different. If the cab driver's late, that's a presumption you were probably late. You called the cab late,
Yeah.
and then if the cab driver like pulled over and just said, "I don't drive anymore. I'm just going to like hit my flash,"
just start doing circles.
and started doing circles. You're going to win that case. But I like this one better
Why?
because it's a robot. The robot malfunctioned, and he is so calm, as Lieberman pointed out. He's not cursing. He's not acting like I would act.
Yeah.
I also like how the guy didn't go to his app because he wanted to keep filming.
Well, he realized he had something.
Yeah.
He's the first one to post a video like this, so he knows pretty soon these are just going to be everywhere.
Sir, if you're out there, get in touch with our colleague, Paul Zuckerman.
Yeah. Yeah.
He will get your plane
I know.
ticket compensated.
But he did present himself very well.
He did.
He could
He-
be very angry.
I
and
would
he-
be swearing so much. The
Yeah.
amount of vulgarity coming out of me would harm that poor woman.
He was savvy. He was media savvy.
Yes.
Very much so. I don't think he was in California, which is the problem. I'm not licensed.
You
in
think it's
cold-
Arizona?
Well, it's a cold state. He looked cold. He had a jacket on. He had his beanie on. Probably not California.
I'm going to be running the Arizona branch soon.
That's right.
I funnel all my cases to California for SCR law. Right? Spike wins. Better call Paul. That's our slogan. Spike wins. You'll see it on all the bus stops. Spike wins. Better call Paul.
What are those little things that bash the window out?
Yeah, window bashers. Yeah.
The window basher, and then you cut your seatbelt.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got that little device. He cuts. He bashes.
You leap onto the hood of the car like TJ Hooker.
Yeah.
And then you direct the Waymo. Anyway. Should we talk about Johnny's car now? Or
Well, wait, was that the end of it?
I think that's all we have of that video. Yeah, I don't know how it ended. I don't know what went on there, but
That was fantastic.
yeah, it was good though, right?
I know
the
I'm
future
making
is
money.
bright for Zuckerman and all
Absolutely.
the self-driving technology.
I'm going to make money.
You are going to make money. Let's go to Johnny's car. Do you guys have the camera ready?
All right.
You didn't. So this is a Toyota,
GR Corolla 2024.
and you've had it on the show before, but you've begun modifying it,
Yes,
right?
heavily. Yeah. So
Okay.
we started at the back. Go to the back, Jack. And Cam, maybe in a second.
Hey, you got a Zuckerman sticker on it.
I
Look
got a
at that.
Zuckerman sticker.
Fantastic.
But Google GR Corolla rear image search.
Well, wait. Let's just.
I'm just don't pull it up. But so I put on this exhaust mostly for aesthetics, although I think I made a big mistake with the blue tips.
I like the blue tips.
No, that's great.
You don't like them?
I'm like 80, I was 80-20. Now I'm like 60-40. You can get black tips and they just bolt right off.
Were there 4 pipe
There
tips?
was 3. And so it had that. Remember the original Boxster? It looked like it had an anus.
Yeah.
So I hate a central pipe. It looks like a butthole. So my friend Sean, he had this exhaust.
What is that?
It's like a cat's ass, It's just like,
Well, why would it look like a butthole?
it looks like a butthole.
Why does everything look like a butthole to you?
A hole is centered in the lower quadrant of something looks like a
Dr.
butthole.
Freud.
To me.
No, I know what you mean.
okay.
There are some pipes that look like that.
Yeah.
But so that center was replaced with 2 buttholes.
2, yeah. That's double butt, yes.
Double
And this
butthole.
This is FI Exhaust, Taiwanese company, and it's cool. It's got a flap and it makes more noise and all
Flap.
that.
I like the blue. I think that looks cool.
There's what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the black tips, and then as the mood changes, I'll do that. And then so that was the first big mod, and that supposedly adds a little power. I don't know if it does, but it does sound really cool.
Right.
And then this company Jackson Racing got in touch with me, and they gave me a new radiator, intercooler, and a separate on its own channel oil cooler. So the oil cooler and the radiator are separated from each other.
Can we open the hood and
We're
see
going to open
that
the
stuff?
hood. Yep.
What does that do for performance?
It on its own, like probably not much. I mean, they'll say it adds like 18 horsepower. I don't really think it
But
does.
it's better for the car.
But what you can't see, it is better for the car. It runs cooler.
Can you open the hood, Jack?
He's getting to it. Yeah. And that's the exhaust is plugged in.
Wait. What was it? What was that?
That little the ODB 2 port was the exhaust. That you can control the exhaust from your phone, so you can set it so like when you start it, always make sure the flaps close because it's really loud.
Okay.
And so what you can't see is the tune that's on this.
We're
thing.
seeing pipes.
I like
Yeah,
this.
he's
We're
got
looking at the ceiling. He's passed out.
Yeah, great
He's
video.
unconscious.
All right. Steph Papadakis, who's a drifter, has got his own shop. His guys put in all the Jackson Racing stuff and this massive Eventuri carbon fiber, way too big cold air intake, which is just enormous.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing is just nuts. And it makes it sound, my wife hates driving it now because it's like all the sound baffling is gone. So you just hear the turbos constantly like.
We love this.
Wow. It's nice.
And then supposedly that adds a little power. But the real thing that's adding power is ECU Tech. It's this company out of the UK, and they've been tuning the GR Yaris for a while. Same engine. So from the factory, this is 300 horsepower. But the engine's developed for rally, so the block can handle 800 horsepower. We're not going anywhere near that. But what I've been doing is working with this shop called, what are they called? I'll look them up in a second. Zach is the guy. He's awesome. But every day he sends me a little file and I put it on the car myself. And I'm just trying to find.
He's updating
Every day he's optimizing.
Yeah, what do you
your
mean?
car?
Yeah. It's
In
the
what
most
way?
fun.
But is he looking at data and then changing stuff?
Really?
Yeah, it's the most fun I've had in so long. So let me just.
But forget about that. Just tell us what it does. Tell us what it does.
Well, he's just optimizing it. So we're going to get a counter space garage here in Southern California. So every day he'll send me a new file. I download it to the car. Takes about 5 minutes, and then I go on a drive, and I have to do certain things on the drive. And there's a data logger, and it's all run off the phone. And I log the data, and then I send it to him, and he analyzes it. And we're slowly building up the power.
Can you tell what's happening?
Yeah, it's just all I care about is more power. But yes, it's definitely more power.
So the car.
Go
ahead.
Okay, so stock 300 horsepower, and then the 2024 is 273 pound-feet of torque. The Morizo, which was a 1 year only 2023, was 295 pound-feet. So we set it for like, our initial goal was like 10% above that. So like 330, 325 pound-feet of torque. We're on version 6 right now. The eventual goal, I want to get it to 444 horsepower and like 370 pound-feet of torque. That's what a Porsche 959 was.
Yeah.
And it can easily handle that with the mechanicals and with the extra cooling and the extra airflow and the extra exhaust flow. So it's all set up for the tune.
Can you get in it and start it? Does it have a nice new sound that we can listen to?
Yeah. You want me to do that?
Yeah.
And tell me something.
Yeah.
It does the chassis handle it?
That's the one thing I'm not going to touch at all. Is the chassis is perfect. Yeah. No, I'm resisting all offers to modify the suspension because it's perfect.
Let's let him go over and let's hear it. I'm
going to start it and then I'm going to turn on the extra noise.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
This is Jonny Lieberman,
the man who's gonna jump into the front seat of the Waymo.
Yes, he's jumping over to his car.
Oh, yes.
At lightning speed. There he goes. He goes in. All right. Pull back, Jackie. Okay, what are you doing? This is just you without the exhaust. All right, that's nice. Now he's going to change it. It's nice.
Okay.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Yep.
Now it's on.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that sounds great.
That's nice.
Low and throaty.
It's a 3-cylinder, right?
Sure.
It is. How many cylinders in that, Lieberman? 3. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, so it's weird.
And what do we call this color?
Blue.
Blue.
It's just blue? Really?
BlueChew. No, it was a 1 year only. They discontinued it because like 3 people got it. But I can't remember. It's called it's a circuit model. I don't know what it's called. Some blue.
Wow. Well, it's great.
Carbon fiber roof. I'm the only other thing they're going to change once the tune is there. I'm going to get 5-spoke wheels because I love 5-spoke wheels. I've been offered brakes. The brakes are really good. I don't know.
I like
and
those.
It's on like Pilot Sport 4 or 5. I think 4s. It handles so well. I just wanted more power. After daily driving an EV,
Yep.
everything's slow. So I'm trying to fix that with more torque. But it's been awesome, and it's just so fun. Like every day I check my email, it's like you have a new thing to download and install on the car, and you just do it all from your phone.
That is really fun.
Yeah,
that is very fun
ECU
thing.
Tech out of the UK, and again they've been getting like 600 to 800 horsepower Yaris dragsters, which I'm not interested in. But you could do that. But we're going for drivability. And what's fun is you were talking about getting on the 10 on ramp. So every night what I have to do is like get on the freeway, find some on ramps, and then do like third gear pulls to red line.
Right.
Like 4 of them. It's just so much fun. Like just hooligan stuff. But for science, it's good.
All right.
For science.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Ongoing project car.
Yeah, loving it.
Big win that you love. We're going to talk about BlueChew since we did the blue car, and then we're going to take questions. But let's talk about BlueChew. Have better sex with BlueChew. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets. These erection-enhancing tablets help men achieve stronger, harder, and longer-lasting erections for sexual activities. BlueChew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive prescription within days. BlueChew tablets are made in the U.S. and prepared, shipped right to your door. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead. I noticed there was a tab there that said testimonials.
I was going to say, can we read the testimonials?
All right, yes. I initially believed that BlueChew was just another product making grand promises to money, but I have to admit, however it works, that was incredibly convenient to obtain the product without having to visit a private doctor. Instead, as a veteran, I got to work with that hot woman that showed up on the webcam, and now I've got boners. Let's go down.
I like how he says, to conclude.
Yeah. Oh, wait. What's that? Johnny Lieb. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. My beard is filthy and I haven't had sex in years. I can't keep it up.
Yes.
What the hell?
Lieberman.
So it works.
You're a user.
You're a user? You wrote that?
I did not write
I'm
that.
stunned.
I did not write that, but that's great.
Look at that. Well, that's BlueChew. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. We've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month of BlueChew free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring the podcast. All right, let's go to questions. Somewhere here, there's some questions for us. Wait, I forgot. That's me. I have to go to the questions.
You need an iPad for this.
I need an iPad for this for sure. Yeah. Now I'm off. Now I've got to. Oh man, it's a mess. Okay, here we go. That's a nice picture of us.
That my son took.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a new
Richard.
camera for Hanukkah.
Oh, somebody trying to lure us into a political arena.
Oh,
We're not going there.
Yep.
And people seem to like to take shots at you, Johnny,
That's
a lot.
fine.
I don't know
can
why.
take it.
Aggie Jason, can Johnny be audio only, please?
Actually, could I? I'm with him. I know.
You know, anytime we talk about the things that bother us or I look like
Sure.
Rachel Maddow, everybody likes to say those jokes. And I appreciate that. I think he's just being funny because he knows we'll be
It's
tickled
great.
by
But
it.
look at that guy. Of all the pictures in the world, he chose that one.
Yes.
That's his good. That's his good
That's
side.
a good one. That's in his favorites.
Yes. Spencer's Wider. The three of you have discussed Plan-Z-ing a car between yourselves. A lot have come up. Original Boxster S, true. Subaru BRZ, true. Any updates? Well, not really. I mean, the 525 we did. We have the 911 ST.
This is the three of us.
A Cadillac hearse would be for the three of us.
The one, I remember we talked about it once in his kitchen. I still think it's a good idea. V12 Toyota Century. V12 Toyota Century. You
Is
can
that
get them
something
now.
we can get?
Yeah, you can get them now. You can get them actually as of last year, but they're like
Right-hand drive.
right-hand drive, V12, super luxury, 20
Who
grand.
made that V12?
Toyota. Toyota made it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find one. Let's do it.
Oh, I
You
know
do
they are.
all the legwork.
Okay,
We'll
I'll
put
do
the
all
money in.
Okay, done. You hear that? Binding contract.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds like a plan, you guys. May Miranda, seeing what has just happened to Friedberger at Motor Trend.
Freiburger.
What happened to Freiberger?
Oh, he got laid off in November.
Whap, whap, whap. He says it's so matter of fact.
Look.
Are you worried, Johnny? Are you worried about your position?
Oh, I got laid off in 2018.
So not
I'm
anymore.
freelance. Yeah, I'm used to it. Yeah, I think he's going to go on and do his own thing. I'm still freelance for Motor
But it's
Trend.
clear that Motor Trend was kind of lightening the load to sell to Hearst, right?
No.
Didn't they just merge with Hearst?
We got bought by Hearst. No,
Bought
merger.
by Hearst.
Yeah,
And
purchased.
before you get bought, don't they usually try to cut?
They did it the other way. They fired a bunch of people after they sold them.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. I don't think I'm a big drain on the company, but basically Motor Trend got split like a year ago into basically Motor Trend and Motor Trend TV. And then, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, whatever it's called now, they just axed it all. They got rid of everything. They broomed everything out and everyone out. So Freiberger was part of that.
I see.
Yeah. My show got canceled years ago. So I'm,
So you would have a new show every week. Hey, I got a new show, and then it'd be up, and then
I had
it'd
a
be
lot
gone.
of shows. Yeah.
But I think that had less to do with you than nobody's watching the Motor Trend content.
Well, it was on the app, so nobody was really,
Right.
I would put it like this: people were on the app for Freiberger type content, which is like I've got a Ford Galaxy that I'm going to put a new V8 in,
Right.
And I'm on the side of the road. Like I don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
But
that is the stuff people watch, even on Discovery.
on the app.
On Discovery too.
Yes. Well,
There's a huge
Motor Trend
audience for that
There
stuff.
is, yeah, for sure.
Zachary T. Kane wants to know: is Zuckerman still buying watches? He's got a new one right now.
I'm wearing one.
What do you have? What do you got?
Well, you want me to hold it up?
No, you can just
I've got
show us.
I've got a 50.
Show the camera. It's a video.
I've got a 56 Rolex GMT.
Wow.
It's got a Bakelite bezel, the original radium Bakelite. But if you held up a Geiger counter, it's a little radioactive. Don't hold it too close to your eye.
Why the Bakelite?
The Bakelite and the looms were radium at that time.
Tritium.
So no, this is before tritium.
Oh.
So
This is really dangerous.
This is the dangerous one. So the Bakelites don't really exist. It's an early rare watch, and it's very pretty. It's got the roulette wheel date.
Have you put a Geiger counter to it?
Yes.
And?
It clicks.
Wow.
It clicks.
For real, you did.
Oh yeah.
Where'd you get a Geiger counter?
There's people that have them. Watch guys have them.
There's people that's got some.
There's some people that got them.
You want a Geiger counter?
What people?
Well, you know, a lot of watch guys have them because watches of a certain era will have radium, and you want to see if the looms are original, if the Bakelite's original.
So I can sue him because I've been sitting next to this arm for an hour now, getting irradiated.
I have to tell you, Zach, I've never heard this before. It's very interesting to me. But it's
about
not
the radium.
Yeah, but it's not dangerous in any way.
All right. There was a radium scare. So when they first...
Radium's dangerous in a lot of ways.
Yes, of course, Madame Curie, remember her face melted?
She had one of these watches before she died.
So, and then there were the watch girls who did the radium looms, and a lot of them got very sick.
Oh, no.
And got cancer from it. And they realized this in the 50s. So when this watch was introduced in 55 or 56, it had a radium bezel insert, and it had radium looms.
Lung cancer.
I'll cut it out. Nothing's going to hurt you worse than you've hurt yourself already. So
I don't know.
So in the late 50s, they did a recall, and you could get a tritium bezel insert to replace this.
Nice safe tritium.
Yeah, and then
Are those worth more or less?
Okay, to get an original radium dial now, an original radium insert, it's worth more. Some people are fearful. I'm not wearing it enough. And the half-life, it has lost a lot of its power.
Is radioactivity half-life measured in decades or centuries?
Depends on the element.
It depends on the element.
Or millions of
All right,
years.
so,
I'm looking
but
it
then
up.
finally, what Rolex did all together, the looms became tritium, and they went to a metal.
Yes, Johnny?
bezel insert.
The half-life of radium is approximately 1,600 years.
That's what I thought.
Fucking half-life.
The half-life.
You're old. We ain't that old.
So I've been wearing
okay.
it since January, so it's like I'm already hefted.
Okay. I will not sleep with it in my underwear. Okay, guys?
Oh, yeah. You put on a sweater.
I keep it away from my nuts. Wow, I didn't know any of this. That's fascinating, Zuckerman.
Isn't tritium worse than radium?
No, tritium is not. But then, so in the history of all of these watches with looms, that everybody wanted to be able to see their watch light up at night, right? And that was what the radium was for glow-in-the-dark looms that you could see.
I see.
So,
Does it still light up?
yeah, so radium became something that was specifically a no-go. And then airlines and military didn't want radium in their either cockpits or submarines because it might mess up all of the gauges. Later, tritium in the 70s was something the military didn't want in their watches either. So we phased out all of these glow-in-the-dark elements.
And now we have, like on the Sheffield, what? Just loomy.
Just loom. Yeah.
Just loom.
It
Right.
absorbs light. It doesn't create light.
Yes, so we do not have, all of those fun things we had in the 60s and 70s that were glow in the dark as kids. Yeah, along with the
Wrist cancer.
The little spaceman,
the
parachute
little
guy.
spaceman,
That's giving me cancer.
your asbestos sandbox you played
Oh,
in.
no.
All those
The
things.
X-ray machine of the shoe store.
Yeah, exactly. Those things.
Look at this prototype Sheffield I have.
It's beautiful.
This greeny
You
one.
should hold that up. That is
Well,
gorgeous.
I'm holding it up right now.
We love Sheffield.
But I'm not sure I'm going to make this yet. Jay and I are still talking about it. We're not sure. But I do love this watch with jeans.
How
on
about
the top.
Sheffield Radium?
Sheffield Radio. Let's go back. We're bringing you more radioactivity.
Zuckerman says, as long as you're not in your underwear.
You wear your asbestos underwears while you're wearing this watch. You're going to be
Unbelievable.
just fine.
Don't eat your watch.
Joe Burrows wants to know what happened to the plate for the Zagato. Now, the Hungarian who I've been speaking to over the Christmas break promised to show up January 2nd to take one of my motorcycles in for inspection and to tell me whether the plates were going to be on the car. He didn't show that day.
He's going to be back in action next week.
Next week?
Next week, yes. And
Okay, next week, Joe. We're going to get definitive word. But it's been years since he told
promises.
us. Of promises.
And have you seen him? You have not seen him in person ever, have you?
Yeah, I have. I've met him.
Ask him to do the shrug for you. When he goes, why has this been taking years? And he just answers with this.
Spike brought it up on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
I could have him killed in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
All I have to do is
Radium poisoning.
I set him on fire.
set him on fire, kick him into dumpster. That's the way he operates. Oh, how Sue is Spike coming? The Arizona personal injury law firm. It's great.
We're ginning it up right now.
It hasn't escaped this desk, but we love the idea of it. Someone wants to know how they grow up to be as cool as Zuckerman.
Childhood trauma compounded with a Jewish mother and from hell.
You have to have your earliest memory is your father's nuts hanging down in the boat. My things are hanging out.
That's right.
And then he's too busy to do anything with you because he's smoking. Hey, Dad, can we do something? I'm busy. I'm smoking. And then
an update on the yellow M5. That is something I want to know too.
I messaged our friends at EAG yesterday. Happy New Year. What's going on? What's the ETA? And they said that they are full speed on it this week, and we're going to start getting some video updates.
Oh, that's great.
Of what they're
doing.
And
the yellow M5, by the way, the most famous low mileage M5 that we know of with 635 original miles.
That's right.
And so, and they're federalizing it, or what are they doing?
No, not federalizing. Since it had never been driven in 20 some odd years, I asked them to please go through all systems. Please do some updates, and there were some mods I wanted done, and they needed to get some parts in. So we are going to have this car very soon.
There you go. That is one of the biggest problems with these low mileage cars is their
garage fever.
Everything rots.
Yeah,
garage fever. That's funny. All right. Jack Bullington wants to know best fun third car for sketchy area in Dallas with no garage, sub $30,000 range.
I mean, endless choices.
Well, Jake, but he's got no garage and he wants a third car. That means he's got two on the sidewalk right now,
or two in the garage. And
so, what's a fun car to hoon around in?
There's so
plenty
much
of BMWs.
C6 Corvette.
That's true.
You could get a C6 Corvette.
Well, pick
Very
something.
true.
Yeah, C7 Corvette you could probably get for under 30. You could get, slightly used one of these, or a WRX, or a CTR.
The world's your oyster.
The Civic Type R.
Those Hertz just discounted those Model 3s again. Now they're sub 20K.
Oh, Model 3. Get a Model 3. You want fun?
Beat up a Model 3.
Yeah. Camaros, Mustangs, Challengers, Chargers. It's kind of endless. If you're going to spend like $29,000,
well, I think he has to go, I want to be vintage or I want to be modern. If we're talking about, this is a very big area, like you're saying.
In Phoenix, there's still a lot of cars in Phoenix. And
he said Houston, Dallas.
Oh, sorry. I'm still on Spike's
What
law.
wouldn't they steal? What's that? Is a Corvette a non-stealing car?
That's a super steal me car. That would get stolen. Challengers, Camaros probably wouldn't get that stolen. You can get a nice,
What about a beat up looking Beamer?
Yeah, probably get stolen. But dude, you could probably get a good E46, good E90 era Beamer. You can get like a 340i for probably less than 20. That's in good shape. Super fun.
Pontius Nevin Pontius. How does the 356 Zagato feel now after years of planned Z-ership? It feels great. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
What did we just do to it? Marco from TLG Auto took out all the strange sounds.
Yeah.
It's like anything that's metal on metal. It just loosens up and you have to tighten everything up. I'm going to go drive that car. Now that you even mentioned it, I forgot we owned it.
That's
fun. That would have been a great car over the holidays.
Absolutely.
I needed a holiday car, and
we should really bring that in here and do a.
Let's do it.
Do a 360 on it.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good
I'd be
idea.
Interested. I don't know much about that. I'd be very interested.
It's a very interesting car. Lots of people, Johnny, want to know about your Corolla, but we covered that.
Super covered.
Ever getting Jan Koum back on the show? DS Sachs, which is Jan Koum's alter ego IG account. Is he still a Porsche guy? He messaged me a couple days ago from St. Bart's. He thought I was there with my Sheffield watch. I said, no, just you on your giant yacht. He's a massive Porsche guy still, and still very connected to the car community. And sure, if he's in town, he can come on the show. Why not?
Anytime. He loves sunroof delete, radio delete, all sorts of delete 911s.
I think that's our show. And a fine show. Good to be back with you guys, the original crew.
Yeah.
And any last pitches for your 0-calorie squirts?
Zero.
Disgusting.
What the fuck are you drinking?
Zero sugar squirt.
What is that?
The drink. Squirt? You ever had squirt?
No.
I don't want
it's
squirt.
It's a grapefruit soda. Really? It's a grapefruit soda. It's been around for 100 years, but it's got more sugar than anything on the planet, especially Mexican Squirt.
But wasn't...
But they came out with a zero sugar flavor. It's so good.
What's the other grapefruit soda?
Fresca.
Fresca.
I don't know if they have a zero sugar, but I always like Squirt. It was one of my favorite drinks growing up. Love it. But like, it's like 380 grams of sugar or something per can. It's insanity.
Well, that's...
And this is zero.
There you go.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And I'm sure the artificial sweetener they have in it is like tritium or radium.
Radium.
This is
harmless.
harmless and harmless. That in your balls.
Lick your watch.
That's why they won't let them in China.
That's right.
Oh, we never talked about
We never got to it, but
I didn't go.
next time we'll talk about how you were banned by China. If you're going to get banned, by the way.
Oh, what a great country to get banned.
It's a
We
good
got 2
country.
billion people, but this guy, not 2 billion and one. He's the one we don't want.
Exactly.
That's what they said. We'll see you next week. Spike's Car Radio.